Most Etsy advice tells you to focus on SEO, your listing photos, and your pricing. And sure, those matter, but that's not what took my shop to 300K. What actually drove my sales were these small specific things I do in my shop that almost nobody talks about. Like running a sale that never ends, or a single slide I add to my product photos that quietly increase my average order value, or a built-in Etsy feature that saves me money on every single sale, and most sellers don't even know it exists. Today, I'm ungatekeeping all of it. So the first strategy is what I call the 48-hour sale, and this is something I've been doing for years. Here's how it works. Instead of pricing my products at the price I actually want to sell them at, I price them higher and put them on a 50% off sale, so the discounted price is my real price. But here's the part most people don't do. Instead of running a long sale, I set mine to only 48 hours. Then I just keep renewing it every 48 hours, so it's essentially a never-ending sale, but it never looks like one. The reason this works is because Etsy shows a countdown timer on your listing when a sale is about to end. So buyers will see something like sale ends in 19 hours, and that urgency is real. People who might have said, I'll come back later, suddenly don't want to miss the deal. I've seen this play out in my own shop. A lot of my sales come in right before that timer runs out. And yes, you might be wondering if people notice that the sale is always running. In my experience, most don't, and even the ones who do still buy anyway. So definitely try it out and see if it works for you. The next strategy is marketing outside of Etsy, and I don't talk about this one enough. I know I always bring up Pinterest, and I still stand by that. But here's something I've never really shared before. I have an Instagram account for my Etsy shop that I'm not even active on anymore. Like barely posting. And it still brings in followers, messages from people asking about my designs, and actual sales. Let that sink in. Minimal effort, inconsistent posting, and it's still working. So imagine what it could do if you actually showed up consistently. And that's really the bigger point here. You don't want Etsy to be your only source of traffic, because when you rely on one platform, you're at the mercy of one algorithm. But the more places your products exist, whether that's Pinterest, Instagram, or TikTok, the more chances someone has to find you. Etsy can be where you sell, but it doesn't have to be the only place where people discover you. But I think the biggest reason people don't take advantage of social media platforms is because they don't know what to post, or they feel like their content isn't good enough. So if that's you and you actually want to start showing up on social media to promote your Etsy shop, I have a really good free resource that can help you with this. It's called the On-Brand Social Media Design Kit by HubSpot. This helps you fix gaps in your branding, make your content look more put together across platforms, and create posts that people actually notice online. There's a 30-question design audit that helps you pinpoint exactly where your brand consistency is breaking down before you even start designing, which I love. I actually went through it myself, and I'm happy to report I'm in the excellent range. So now I'm curious, if you try it, let me know in the comments what you score. There's also a platform guide that shows you the right image sizes, video specs, and best practices for each platform, which is so helpful if you've ever felt confused about formatting. I know I always do. And my favorite part is that they give you 19 ready-to-use Canva templates. These include things like announcements, testimonials, and promos. They're already organized by platform, and you can customize them in just a few minutes. I sell Canva templates for a living, and I have to say I'm genuinely impressed with what they're giving away here for free. So if you've been wanting to start marketing your products on social media and actually build an online presence, but you don't know where to start, this makes it so much easier. I'll have it linked in the description so you can download it. It's completely free, so honestly, there's no reason not to. And thank you so much to HubSpot for sponsoring this video. The next thing I do is reverse engineer top Etsy shops. What that means is I look for shops that are already doing well. Strong sales, good reviews, listings showing up on the first few pages, maybe even a bestseller batch. And then I study what's actually selling for them right now. Here's the trick most people don't know. When you click on a listing and scroll to the bottom, Etsy shows a listed on date. Most people assume that's when the product was created, but that's not always what it means. Every time a product gets purchased, it gets relisted and that date updates. So if I see a listing that says it was listed last week but already has thousands of favorites, that's not a new product. That's a product that just sold. And now I know exactly what's performing well right now. And here's another way to dig even deeper. If you go to a shop's page and scroll down to their total sales count, if they have this feature turned on, you can actually click on it and see that shop's sales history. So instead of guessing what their best sellers are, you can actually see it for yourself. Once I know what's working, I use it as a signal. For example, if retro style designs are clearly selling, I'll create my own products in that style because the market is already telling me there's demand for it. Remember, success leaves clues. You just have to know where to look. The next strategy is bundling. And honestly, this is one of the biggest reasons I was able to scale so quickly. Here's what I do. Instead of only selling individual products, I also create a bundle that includes all of them. So if I'm selling Airbnb templates, I might have separate listings for a guest guide, house rules, welcome signs. But then I also have one listing that bundles everything together. The reason this works is simple. Bundles let you charge more per order without doing more work. You're repackaging products you've already created, but now you're making significantly more per customer. And that adds up fast. But here's the part most people skip. Creating the bundle is only half of it. The other half is making sure people actually know it exists. Because here's the thing, most buyers never browse your full shop. They land on one listing, look through the photos, and either buy or leave. So if you don't tell them a bundle exists, they'll never find it. So what I do is I add a slide at the very end of my product photos that says something like, want the full set? The bundle is available in my shop. That's it. One extra photo. But when people see it, something clicks. They think, oh, I might need the rest of these too. And instead of buying one product, they buy everything. Such a small change, but makes a big difference in your average order value. The next strategy is one that Etsy actually built for you. You just have to turn it on. It's called Offers to Interested Buyers, and you can find it in your dashboard under Marketing and then Sales and Discounts. From there, you can set up abandoned cart offers, favorited item offers, and thank you offers, basically automatic discount codes that go out to people who have already shown interest in your products. And this is the keyword, already. These aren't cold shoppers. They've clicked, favorited, or added your product to their cart. They were this close to buying. Sometimes they just need a small nudge, and that's exactly what this does. I can actually see in my dashboard when customers use these codes, and a lot of my orders trace back to this feature. It runs completely in the background and just quietly converts sales for you. Now, there's one thing I want to flag, especially if you're running the 48-hour sales strategy I mentioned earlier. Your offer discount needs to be higher than your current sale discount, because Etsy only applies one discount at a time. So the offer code replaces the sale price rather than stacking on top of it. Since my shop runs at 50% off, I set my offers to 60% off so it actually feels like an extra incentive. And one more thing worth mentioning, I don't personally do this, but a lot of successful shops use quantity-based promo codes. Something like buy 2, get 20% off. You create the code inside Etsy and promote it in your banner, photos, or listing description. It's another easy way to increase your average order value. Set this up once and let it work for you. The next one is quick but worth paying attention to. It's Etsy's Share and Save feature. Here's how it works. Whenever you promote your products using Etsy's Share and Save links, whether that's on Pinterest, Instagram, or wherever, and someone buys through that link, Etsy gives you a 4% discount on your transaction fees for that order. It's basically Etsy's way of rewarding you for bringing in your own traffic instead of relying on their search alone. Now, I know 4% sounds small, but think about it. You're already promoting your products anyway. The only difference is which link you're using. And that one swap means you're keeping money that would have otherwise gone straight to Etsy. Over time, across hundreds of sales, that adds up to real money. So if you're doing any kind of social media or Pinterest marketing, and you should be, I have a full tutorial on that link in the description, make sure you're using your Share and Save link every single time. It costs you nothing and it pays you back every time. The last strategy is one most people overlook, and honestly, it might be the one that's protected my shop the most. Great customer service. I know that sounds basic, but hear me out. Most digital product sellers have a strict no refund policy. And I get it, because once something is downloaded, you can't really take it back. I have that policy too. But if a customer messages me and tells me they're unhappy, bought the wrong thing, or it just didn't meet their expectations, I don't fight it. I just refund them. Because here's the reality. Unhappy customers leave reviews. And one bad review can do real damage on Etsy. So if someone does leave a negative review, I reach out, ask what went wrong, and try to make it right. And most of the time, when you handle it that way, they'll actually go back and update their review. I've turned genuinely negative reviews into 5 stars just by responding with care. And here's something most people don't know. Even if you cancel and refund an order, the buyer still has a 48-hour window to leave a review. So even then, how you handle it matters. All of this ties into Etsy Star Seller Badge, which Etsy gives to shops with consistently high reviews and fast response times. reviews. It's a trust signal that affects how your shop is perceived, and it's worth protecting. Remember, you can't control what people say, but you can control how you treat them. And on Etsy, that makes a bigger difference than most people realize. If your shop isn't growing the way you want it to, start here. Pick 1 or 2 of these and implement them this week. Small changes in the right places make a bigger difference than most people expect. And if the social media section resonated with you and you're ready to actually start showing up consistently, grab the free HubSpot design kit I mentioned. It's linked in the description. Completely free, no reason not to. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really helps my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!